Alright, so we got a special type of video. Well, bro, this video sounds pretty dark. We got Farewell Warhammer. Now, I've actually never watched this guy before, man. Y'all been actually begging me to check this dude out. Before we even get into this video, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If you see my face, shout out to you. If you don't, bro, I'm gonna keep it completely real. I'm not turning on that light. Bro, it's like 100 degrees over here, bro. Bro, I had to go buy a fan. Bro, when I woke up today, first of all, a little quick story time, before we start the reaction. Yo, I woke up around I think around what, 3:50 a.m., 4 a.m. Yo, I was sweating, bro. Bro, I was sweating like I was in the fields, bro. Yeah, I was sweating hard. I'm like, yo, I actually can't sleep. I actually can't go back to sleep. It's hot. It's hot as balls out there, bro. I'm like, you know what, bro? I'm gonna stay up to what? To 8, 9 a.m., bro. And I'm gonna go to Target or something like that to go buy a fan. And that's exactly what I did, bro. I stayed up from 4 a.m. to 8 or 9. Went out, got a fan for $40. Bro, I just did not care, bro. I had to get me something. And I can't lie to you, if you hear my fan, bro, shout out to you. Cause bro, this heat is wicked, bro. Make sure you guys are hydrated, bro. Make sure y'all have y'all fan on all night. Yep, I said it. And yeah, like I said again, make sure y'all hydrated, man. Other than that, shout out to this dude, bro. Let's get to it. Let's go.
This is going to be a long, difficult and depressing video, so strap in. Let me start off by reading something
Hold on, my bad, y'all.
that you may recognize. Please, we ask that before you make any rash assumptions, leave any post or go on a crusade through the comment section, you listen to this video in its entirety for the full context. I know it's long, but it's only out of necessity. With Games Workshop's new explicitly zero tolerance policy against fan animations, we no longer feel it's tenable to produce Warhammer fan works at this time.
Well, where is
if
this
you didn't
from?
already know, these were the words of Brufa Alphabusa almost exactly 3 years ago when he announced an indefinite hiatus of their show if the Emperor had a text-to-speech device. At least until Games Workshop becomes explicitly more
Now, before y'all even say, yo, where's the TTS? Where's the TTS, type of series reaction? Where's that at? It's dead, right? It's dead like Vulcan, right? That's what y'all be saying. Y'all think y'all be so smart. Yo, it's not dead, bro. It's just, bro, first of all, bro, I don't know if y'all know this, bro, but this summer we've been killing 1 or 2 reactions a day, which I kind of like because it actually helps me get ahead of everything, get ahead of everything. And also, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, it kind of I want to give you guys the best video in that one day, if that makes sense. Not try to spread my energy in past 4 or 5 videos. I can just give you all my energy in one video and you can feel it, if you get what I'm saying. Other than that, bro, the TTS thing is not dead, but I've actually never seen that passage or message before.
amenable towards fan projects. He continues, we cannot see a future under the sword of Damocles, under rickety laws that are constantly attacked by copyright lobbyists under 2 companies, both Games Workshop and YouTube, that would take action against the channel, even if it has no legal ground. When I first heard this 3 years ago, I thought that perhaps it was an overreaction. Surely there was no way Games Workshop would or could go after such a blatantly comedic parody show like TTS. That would be madness. Many seem to think the same thing, and TTS got a lot of flack from the community for the preliminary decision to call it quits. But TTS was right. In fact, it turned out that Alphabusa's statement was prophetic. Things have not gotten better. Despite fans desperately begging Games Workshop to embrace fanworks, they have instead doubled down and continued the persecution of Warhammer's most loyal fans.
Bro, I don't listen. Here's what I think, right? And listen, again, if y'all can't see me without this light, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not turning this thing on. That thing is beaming, bro. I'm not turning that light on. But here's my thing about this. You have to understand, and I understand, bro. Whenever you have a piece of work, bro, some people don't want their work redistributed and remade and and have a parody over it, whatever. Some people don't want that. And you know what? By all means, I understand it. But at the end of the day, bro, you know how lame you look, bro? I'm sorry. You look just really, really, really boring and lame. And, bro, it's good for you. It's good for you. I don't understand that, bro. It's good for you. Because without the redistribution of your work and of your idea, whatever, bro, a lot of people wouldn't even get to Warhammer, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bro. Think about it. Games Workshop. If people didn't play the actual video games, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I didn't actually Space Marine 2, I wouldn't be here. For real.
Over the past few months, we've seen Games Workshop go down a path of legal persecution against fans previously thought unimaginable. I have covered and shown proof of this on my channel in various videos. They've issued copyright takedowns against completely unmonetized fan animations. And as if to explicitly validate Alpha Boosta's decision to quit Warhammer, they've even issued copyright strikes against parody. I've seen at least 4 different digital protection agencies operating on Games Workshop's behalf.
And that's lame, bro. And I don't want to pause it too much, y'all, because it's kind of like, it's a 20-minute video. I don't want to pause it too much. But that's lame, bro, because now you're taking the fun out of it. And now a lot of people will look at you as like this greedy, slimy type of company. Now, I don't, want to give Game Workshop those words, but like, that's what it's sounding like, bro.
Seemingly using mindless AI algorithms to scrape the web and issue often baseless takedowns against creators and sellers. In a massively questionable lawsuit, they struck a total of 280 people at once. Some of these were valid targets, but many among them are completely innocent, and they are suffering serious financial repercussions.
288?
Although I have not yet covered this publicly yet, the Warhammer cosplay community is now under attack as well.
The damn cosplay? Wait a minute, bro. Wait, hold up. I paused it like 10 times in like 5 minutes. Wait, don't people be like cosplaying like these DC and Marvel characters? Yo, Games Workshop. Who do y'all, bro, respectfully. Bro, you don't see Marvel out here, bro, giving people cease and desist over dressing up as Spider-Man for Halloween. What are we doing? Nah, something ain't right. Nah. Bro, something ain't right, bro. Bro, if you're not, listen, if I don't see Marvel or DC out here, bro, giving out cease and desist letters to these little kids for dressing up as like their favorite superhero or as like, Marvel Spider-Man for Halloween, if I don't see Marvel or DC doing that, why are you doing that? I'm gonna be honest with you, that's nasty greedy to me, bro.
Cosplay commissioners
For real.
have been sent cease and desist, and there's probably more that we don't even know about.
Yeah, that's nasty.
To this very day, they continue maliciously claiming trademarks that can't possibly be enforced. But that doesn't matter, because it's basically impossible to fight a legal battle against a corporation of this size. TTS deciding to quit may have been ahead of the curve by a few years, but if this hasn't convinced you that Alpha Busa made the right decision, then I don't know what will. When you listen to his announcement, you can hear the raw emotion as he explains why the show can no longer go on. Providing for his family and his newborn son is the priority. The very real threat of getting sued by an immoral and ruthless company like Games Workshop, and the financial repercussions that this might have for his family, was not something that he was willing to risk. This year, I've become a father myself with the arrival of my firstborn daughter. Listening to his message, I can now relate so much more than I did 3 years ago. I've never been the type of person that easily bends the knee, and those who have followed my work for a while know that I always called Games Workshop out for their bullshit, even if that meant painting a target on my own back. Many of you have been boycotting their
The thing is, bro, like, I feel like the more they do this, bro, they sound like, I don't want to say like this specific company's name, but they sound like a well-headed company in the gaming industry. And if you, play a sports game, if you play a certain sports basketball game, you know what I'm talking about, bro. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just look up a basketball sports game. And the creators of that game, a lot of people hate it. Just know that most likely this company's name like that. At the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is, bro, it's very slimy, because at the end of the day, you're not even like, at the end of the day, it's just a big pocket contest. It's not okay, so here's what you did wrong, bro. Here's why we're taking action against you. You did this, da. As a matter of fact, bro, you can actually do this, but you can't use this. It's not like a checklist of like what the person did wrong. It's nah, bro, we don't even want you to even use we don't even want you to use our content within your content, even though it's really bringing people to Warhammer, even though it's probably really funny and creative and whatever, bro. If that's not ours, bro, like, it's cool and all, but if that's not ours, GG's, we're striking it. Give it here. As a matter of fact, bro, we'll take you to court. Yo, as a matter of fact, you'll get a first-class ticket to court. Like, what?
Products and voting with your wallets. I'm really proud of all of you who have stood by their principle and did what could and needed to be done to push back against Games Workshop's insatiable greed. We hope that by hitting their bottom lines they would realize they needed defense. We hoped it would stop the company from going down this destructive path. These people who stood up for their fandom, I consider to be the true fans of Warhammer, but our efforts were not enough. I have come to the conclusion that we have lost this war. I will try my best to explain why. I ask you to listen to this whole video in its entire context. It is my intent that this is the last video I will be making on this topic, because after this, I've said what needs to be said and want to move on. I will use this as an opportunity to get things off my chest. It will be quite lengthy, but I'm sure you will want to hear all of it. As you know from previous videos on this topic, I've always tried to provide sufficient proof and documentation to support my claims. I hope that by doing this, I've been able to establish myself as trustworthy. Once I started to expose what Games Workshop was doing, various people have been contacting me with more information. This mostly involves people who have had their content, monetization or shops removed, but also people who work with Games Workshop directly. Much of this information was easily verifiable through screenshots. Some of it was not, because the source was either unwilling or unable to provide sufficient proof. This could be for various reasons. Most commonly because they fear repercussions of going public.
Bro, I didn't want to say that. Like, I didn't want to like make them sound scary or nothing, y'all. But I was literally about to say it's because like they're scared. So, I mean, you know what, bro? And I don't want to sit here and act like, oh, well, you know, they're scared. They're not standing up for what's right. They're lame. Da da da. I don't want to sit there and do that, man. Because at the end of the day, like this dude said, bro, you know, these people, man, they got families, bro. These people got bills. So I can see if some people, if some content creators, if some people behind the scenes or whatever even know that, like, you know, that is some dirty work going on, but they don't want to say anything because, you know, they're paying bills or like, you know, or supporting their family. So, I mean, it's always two sides of the coin, y'all, you know, so, you know.
Like with this information, I've never shared anything without their express permission. But given Games Workshop's litigious reputation, I tend to take these people at their word. Until now,
Okay.
I've decided that I would only cover things for which I had irrefutable proof. For example,
Hopefully, I'm sorry, y'all. Hopefully, y'all can actually hear the audio, man. Because again, I got my fan right here. I got it on like the low settings, so hopefully, it's not too loud.
I've been in contact with various people making cosplay who received cease and desists. I know this is true, but because
Cosplay, they're not playing cosplay, y'all. Not yo. He's not even saying, oh, people who like use their characters or whatever, like use the name of their Primarchs or whatever, in the video, bro. He's saying, bro, we're cosplay, bro. People who dresses up as like some of these characters, y'all. Yeah, cease and desist. Crazy, bro. Like, wow.
the documentation I can share is limited, I have decided not to cover it yet. I knew that with anything less than undeniable proof, the corporate bootlickers would try anything to discredit me, or even go as far as attempting to smear my reputation. And so I made sure that any claim I made public was ironclad before putting it out there. The opinion of people calling me a grifter means absolutely nothing to me anymore. Anyone knows that Games Workshop's litigious track record speaks for itself at this point. If they did not intend any of this, they should publicly set things right. Until then, they do not deserve the benefit of the doubt. I was 13 when I got my first sniff of 40k and purchased a 5th edition Black Temper Codex at my local Games Workshop, along with a tactical squad. I've recently just turned 30 and can look back on 17 years of fascination with this franchise. For me, the hobby grew from painting miniatures, to making fan art, to doing a full-time YouTube channel making animations. Over the past 3 years though, the things I loved about Warhammer have been destroyed for me, through death by 1,000 cuts. At first I stopped caring about the tabletop. Then I stopped caring about the minis. And then I no longer cared about the video games, and finally I stopped caring about the lore as well. Some of the lore still has a special place in my heart, and continues to be a source of inspiration.
It probably still has a special place to your heart because you were young. You were young and you connected to it when you were young. And a lot of things that we connect to when we're young is kind of hard for us to shake off because that inner kid in us kind of holds on to it, if that makes sense. So I can see, like, here's the thing. If this dude, y'all, I can't really say his name, but if this dude, you know, that we were reacting to, y'all, if he truly is done with, like, Warhammer or whatever, bro, there's going to be, like, a little part of him that's still, like, you know, that still loves it because it's, like, the kid version of him that still loves it. And I'm pretty sure we all got that, you know, towards something, whether it's sports, video games, etc. We all got that little thing that we're still clinging to, even though our adult self is like, nah, I don't really, you know, connect with it anymore, even though low-key we kind of do.
I can't overstate how much impact the Siege of Vraks has had on me, but if you're a fan of this channel, I'm sure you've noticed. But it no longer feels worth it. Whether it's been due to the insane retail prices, the attacks against fans, or the disregard for their own lore, I'm sure one way or another it has been the same for many of you as well. At this point, I just simply don't care about anything Games Workshop releases anymore.
Wow.
I'm making this video for people like you, people who have been betrayed by the very thing that gave them so much joy and community over the years. The type of people that deeply feel the painful decisions of creators like Alpha Busa and me to leave this broken franchise behind. I've previously expressed that I think what is happening now is actually way worse than...
You know, like, here's the thing, right? Here's one thing that I don't like about the Warhammer, I guess you could say Warhammer community and everything like that. I'm still learning, you know, more about, you know, the lore and stuff like that, which is obviously, like, the fun part and stuff. But one thing that I actually don't like about Warhammer, bro, is Warhammer has this thing to where I just feel like it's very, like... And I'm talking about the fans. I'm talking about Games Workshop. I'm talking about everything. They all kind of have like this gimme type of attitude, in the sense of, like, let's say for example, right, the fans. Now I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I would consider myself a Warhammer fan. I would say that I know some things. I don't know everything. And I'll just keep it real for what it is, bro. And I've seen Warhammer fan. I've seen diehard Warhammer fans in my comments, y'all. 93, 94, maybe 95% of Warhammer fans in my comments, bro, either understand the joke, you know, they're always bantering back. It's funny. They're cool, right? Amazing, right? But then there's that, bro, 5 to 6%. Who, like, I don't know if they don't understand the joke. I don't know if they don't understand my type of humor. I don't know if they understand that I'm just joking around with this whole thing, like with the whole, like, Warhammer thing. Like, yes, I'm learning about the lore, but at the same time, I want to put my own spin on it. I genuinely, like, think that, like, the other 4, 5, 6%, bro, are like, bro, they're like not even angry, but like they're just like obnoxious, bro. Like, it's like, oh, you know, you don't really know anything about the lore. Duh. I'm here learning. I'm learning. And I'm having a good time. Can I not learn and have a good time? You don't know what you're talking about. Da, da, da. Of course I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm learning. And then they'll do the thing to where they're like, yo, they're like, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Yo, they would like put like a point in the video. Let's say, for example, they put like at 3 minutes and 7 seconds. Oh, you said this, da da da. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm never coming back here again. I'm like, okay, let me see what I said. I go to 307 or whatever. Clearly, I'm saying a joke. They're taking it serious. Oh, I'm never coming back here again. And then they always come back. Now, I don't know if that's an internet thing. Maybe it's I don't know. But that's what I've seen in like a lot of these Warhammer videos, bro. You would have most people who understand a joke. They fire back, you know, banter-wise or whatever. It's funny. I don't really take it too serious. Then you have like those 1 or 2 people that's in the comments and they're taking it serious for no reason. And I'm like, yo, you can't lighten up? Like, you don't know, like, you don't know what banter is? You don't know, like, what a joke is, bro? Like, you awkward or something? Like, for real, that's what I look at. Because I'm like, yo, what's going on, you know? And then, like, the whole Games Workshop thing about, like, their gimme attitude. Yo, I've heard so many incidences, bro, where there's these YouTubers and streamers talking about, oh, how GW made them take down this video, how they made it. I'm like, yo. I'm like, wait a minute. So GW's not even allowing y'all to even get y'all bag off. They're not even allowing y'all to get y'all bag off. It's so like, it's like they have like chains and locks on like everything that they have, which I understand, bro. They created it. But at the same time, like, the redistribution of your product is what made it popular in the first place. So, like, what are we talking about?
During the release of Warhammer Plus, the implications of the latest events signal catastrophic consequences for the fan community. I was always under the impression that as long as you remained unmonetized or made parody, you would be safe. Surely there was some kind of legal formula, like following their IP.
You heard what he said? He said, "I'm sure that if you remain unmonetized, it's good."
Policies one could stick
Wow.
to keep their channel safe. The recent events have completely shattered this naive belief. It is now my opinion that nobody is safe from them.
Nobody.
This is not an admission of guilt.
No.
It is the recognition that there is a rabid shark in the water biting everyone. And no matter if it's your favorite swimming pool or if you did nothing wrong, It's simply time to get out of the water.
Yeah.
Games Workshop deliberately operates as opaque as possible. They always try to settle out of court so that no legal precedent can be used against them. They really do not want people to have any certainty about what is or is not allowed. This uncertainty will be the death of creativity with.
Because here's the thing: if they did, then people would create workarounds. If a lot of people did know, okay, this we can't do this, but we can do this. We can't do this, but we can do this. If a lot of people knew that, then there'll be so many workarounds. There'll be so much finessing. It'll be crazy. There'll be so much finessing. But at the end of the day, bro, people, they don't know. And you can't blame them for not knowing like what's allowed and what's not allowed because everything is so like hidden. It's crazy.
Within the hobby. It is no coincidence that when they updated their fan art policies years ago, they literally removed a wealth of creativity and celebrating the hobby. That's precisely what they intended. I recently realized that by exposing Games Workshop and spreading this information to as many people as possible, I actually played right into their plan. They want creators to self-censor their content out of fear, or even better, just stop making Warhammer content completely. By warning people of the dangers of making Warhammer content, unfortunately, I did the dirty work for them, but I still think that it was the right thing to do. Games Workshop would continue on this warpath, whether people knew it or not. I believe it's better that people are now aware of what is going on, rather than wake up one day only to see their entire channel removed due to random copyright strikes. At least now creators can make their own informed decision whether to continue making Warhammer content or to stop, rather than Games Workshop legal team making that decision for them through legal procedures. On Alpha Boosters Patreon, you will even be able to find an announcement where in the light of recent events, they are considering deleting all their old TTS videos to protect their channel. They stopped making Warhammer content 3 years ago, but because of this, they are still stressed about the potential threat of Games Workshop coming after them.
Wow. Bro, you can literally just move on from a genre and have some different other type of content, bro. And you can still get taken out from your old content. Bro, man. Oh, man. Wow, imagine, bro. Imagine you move, like you switch genres and everything. You're like a vlogger now, or like you do cooking or whatever, just for example. And like all of a sudden, like your channel's gone because you used to do Warhammer content and GW is like, wait a minute, bro. Hold up, yo. Hold up. You used to do this. You did the TTS stuff? Okay, cool. We taking you to court. Taking me to court? Bro, I'm making waffles and chicken. What you taking me to court for? Oh, yeah, well, you did TTS 5 years ago. 5 years ago? You know how sick I would be, bro? Man, bro. I'll be prime Michael Jordan flu game sick.
That's the effect all of this has on creators. A sentiment you will often find on this topic is that people don't understand why Games Workshop would deliberately destroy free advertising made by fans. Let me tell you this. They simply don't have any use for us old fans. In fact, they believe we are detrimental to Warhammer's success. Let me repeat that. They believe we are detrimental to Warhammer's success. Old fans are too difficult to please. We know why the new lore they're pumping out sucks. We complain where the products are subpar. We know where to get our paints and models when the Games Workshop products are either too expensive or out of stock. We have a community that can largely enjoy Warhammer without ever having to deal with Games Workshop. And
here's the thing though, and I bet if Game Workshop was to work with the community, they wouldn't have all these workarounds. Because it sounds like he's talking about they have so many workarounds for the finessing that Games Workshop does. Because that's what it sounds like right now. It sounds like it legit sounds like he's like, yo, like the older Warhammer fans, bro, they know about the BS. They already know about these tricks. Like we're already ready about these tricks, bro. We already got DeathKorps and stuff ready to give us websites for the cheaper models and stuff. Like the finessing won't work. Like we already know. That's basically what it sounds like. I'm pretty sure if Games Workshop was really, honest about their community, bro, and was really lenient on their community, then they wouldn't have to go through all these different loopholes just to, get these miniatures and stuff like that. It's really crazy, bro. They sound like a very popular basketball sports video game company that we all know of.
This is simply bad.
Just greedy, bro.
The goal of corporations is always to have their stock price go up. This is why they will just never be satisfied with the current fans, no matter what. They will always chase the market. And when they think that they no longer need the old fans, they will leave them behind. And because they have no respect for their own setting, they will change and corrupt the established lore for this purpose.
Which is dumb. It's dumb because your old fans are carrying this entire thing. It's dumb. They need their old fans though. That's the thing. If Warhammer didn't have their old fans, bro, it wouldn't be as big as it was today. Because, bro, Warhammer and bro, I'm just now learning about this, y'all. Warhammer isn't a recent thing, bro. Warhammer been around for 30 plus years, bro. Bro, your dad probably know what Warhammer is, bro, from the little tabletop thing. I knew Warhammer just from the video game side. You get what I'm saying? And that was a whole different distribution of it. At the end of the day, bro, if I'm Games Workshop, if you want to make your own custom trailer of Warhammer, bro, go ahead. Go ahead. And I'm not even saying that just to be nice. I'm saying it because, bro, if I was really on some smart finessing-ish, bro, if you make a hard trailer, bro, that can, like, really attract people to Warhammer, first of all, I'm signing you. That's number one. Number two, I got a bunch of new people already coming over to my... What are we doing? What are we doing? And I understand, bro, you wanna keep your own, like, series that... Not series, but you want to keep your own genre that you made. I understand that. But at the end of the day, bro, you have to grow up with the times, bro. And the times is, bro, you have so many people doing content on your genre. Bro, let them make content. Let them make these, parodies or whatever. Now, if you have, like, your own series that, like, you sell on the side and people are trying to take that, put that on YouTube or whatever, okay, then I can see if you give out a few cease and desist or whatever. That makes sense, you know? Whenever there's some companies or whatever, bro, who make their own videos or whatever and put it on their own website or whatever, and people will steal them and put them on YouTube or whatever. I understand that. You can copyright them, whatever, da-da-da-da. But, bro, you targeting people who legit bring viewers to your genre is nasty work. It makes no sense to me. It's either, do you want your genre to grow, or do you want it, like, what's your positioning? Like, you want to get rid of the old fans, but at the same time, you want to stop new fans from coming in? What are we... it's kind of like a limbo type of thing.
If you're new to Warhammer, you might not experience this right now, but in a few years, you will start to understand what I'm talking about.
Damn, he said
and
you
eventually,
will.
the
You
same
will
will happen
understand.
to you. They are sanitizing Warhammer to make it more palatable to a new and wider audience, who they hope will be drawn in by their new show in collaboration with Amazon. Obviously, videos about the Demon Kalaba do not fit in that vision.
Are you talking about that Amazon? Bro, I forgot what the name was. I know what he's talking about. Wait, they're trying to attract fans from there? Bro, nobody even got Amazon Prime like that, bro. Everybody got Netflix.
The same goes for anything else that modern day Games Workshop does not approve of. And like Alpha Wusa said, that most certainly includes TTS as well. Games Workshop knows that they have one shot at mainstream adoption by working with Amazon. It will be the big catalyst for Games Workshop to transition from a tabletop company to a licensing company. They know that 3D printing is increasingly taking chunks out of their tabletop market. Through licensing their IP to games and films, they can make loads of easy money while other people do the work for them. They've already seen the success of Warhammer Total War and Space Marine, but from their perspective, it is difficult to justify selling their license for an insane amount of money to parties like Amazon, while fans are allowed to use it for free. Everybody knows what happened when fans of The Lord of the Rings called out the Rings of Power show for its blatant disrespect of the lore. The most expensive TV show in the world turned into the most expensive flop. If this happens to Warhammer, it is game over for them. It would be way better if all the old fans are removed from the equation. Basically, if you got into Warhammer before the introduction of Primaris Marines, you will not be missed. I know that all the big Warhammer lore channels have watched my videos on this topic, but most of them have remained silent. Of course, I understand that they don't want to paint a target on their backs and prefer to keep operating under the radar, but given the direction Warhammer is going, that seems like a fool's hope to me. After all, basically all lore channels use excessive amounts of official artwork that could be seen as infringement. And so I wondered why they didn't speak up, since it seems likely that they too would eventually also be affected by this one way or another. The reason why was revealed to me when I was contacted by someone working closely with Games Workshop. The reason they reached out to me was because they agreed with the sentiment of my videos that what is happening right now is extremely detrimental to the community. Unfortunately, This time I won't be able to show you nearly the same amount of tangible proof to validate what I'm about to share. The reason for that is that this person is under a legal non-disclosure agreement, and everything
NDA of Doomerson. NDA of Menace. If y'all don't know what that is, bro, that's an NDA. That means you can't say nothing. You are not, yo. You are legit under contract. You can't say nothing. Man, bro. Wow. So there was a guy on the low that was like, yo, like I agree with everything you're saying. Like, bro, as a matter of fact, bro, yo, I work in these fields. Yo, you're completely right. But like I can't physically like up front say, hey y'all, you know me, I'm Alvin Johnson. Bro's completely right. Like I can't like, you know, come up, you know, to the public and say that. He's under an NDA.
was disclosed to me in a
Dang.
private voice call. Telling you who this person is would be a breach of trust and friendship and
Facts.
severe consequences.
Facts. That's real.
We had
That's
quite
real.
a long conversation.
Hey, this dude is real, bro. This dude that I'm reacting to right now, he's real, bro. Because he could have, you know, he could have literally outed this dude out and exposed him, but he kept it real. Okay. Hey, this dude, bro, this is somebody you can trust. He's real.
Which provided definitive answers and
real.
confirmed the theories I had about the direction Games Workshop is planning to go. There was, however, one thing that caught me by complete surprise, which should have been obvious in hindsight. I was already aware that some miniature painting channels had signed contracts with Games Workshop to receive pre-release miniatures. This kind of agreement seems fairly straightforward for a miniature company. However, what I had never realized was that in the past few years, several of the large Warhammer lore channels also signed partnership contracts with Games Workshop. Of course, they had to sign their infamous non-disclosure agreement, so they are not even allowed to talk about this partnership at all. Part of the terms of contract include not doing anything to hurt the goodwill and reputation of Games Workshop. These lore channels sometimes receive pre-release lore and books so that they can cover them in videos and make those public alongside the new release. I was told, however, that this doesn't really amount to much, as the stuff they receive isn't even guaranteed to cover every release. To me personally, this hardly seems worthwhile, as there is so much lore to cover already that this type of deal seems pretty much negligible to a channel's success. The real benefit of the partnership program is, of course, that it essentially comes with a guarantee that Games Workshop will not legally come after their channel. That is, of course, as long as they don't criticize or badmouth them. After this revelation, a lot of things suddenly...
Okay, let me see. I'm trying to think of some lore channels that I react to, y'all. And if I'm gonna keep it real, nah, he's not. There's no shot. No. Because I've heard him say some diabolical things about Games Workshop. Nah. Hey, I think the boys that we react to, you know, every day, I think we're good. I think we're good. I think they keep it real. And I even heard them say some things about Game Workshop. And I'm not even gonna like, you know, say their name or whatever, but yeah, if y'all obviously, bro, if y'all follow the channel, make sure y'all, you know, subscribe to the channel. You know who I'm talking about. We basically react to him like a lot. Yeah, he said some things about Games Workshop, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. He keeps it real. You know, obviously I don't know him as a person, but he be keeping it real about Games Workshop and how, like, you know, how slimy it is. So shout out to him. But yeah, bro, like, as he was saying this, I'm trying to think. I'm like, yo, who are some? I'm like, yo, who? Yo. First of all, bro, what contracts are they in? What contracts are they in to the point to where, bro, they have like a bunch of money? Like is Game Workshop throwing like a bunch of money to them and telling them, hey, bro, here's the new lore, bro. Drop this or whatever. We're gonna pay you, like, I don't know like how the payment system works, but we know we're gonna slide you some bread under the table or whatever. Like, just know. Here's the thing, y'all. Here's what I'll say about this. And I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all know me for keeping it real. Y'all know me for, like, you know, cracking up jokes or whatever. But here's the thing, y'all. At the end of the day, I can't be under a contract like that. And the reason is, man, because y'all know me for keeping it real, bro. Y'all know me for making jokes about certain things. I feel like if I was under a contract to, like, you know, say nothing but good things about Warhammer, bro, I would break my contract in the day because I'm always cracking jokes about Warhammer and, like, you know, the sliminess, the greediness about it, whatever. I wouldn't even last a full year. I could never be under a contract like that, y'all, because the whole premises of my channel is to, like, react. That's it. I sit here, bro. I react to, and obviously, bro, I react to video game content as well. Obviously, I react to the GTA 6 recent trailer that did really good on my channel and stuff like that. Like, just know I'm never afraid to switch back to reacting to primarily just video games. I'm never afraid to do that. But at the end of the day, I like Warhammer a lot, and bro, y'all love it, so I'm gonna give y'all what y'all want. At the end of the day, bro, just know that your boy will never be, never. Yeah, I'm looking at you in your eyes. Your boy would never be under a contract like that where I gotta say nothing but good things about this What? Bro, are you drinking booty, bro? What? Never, never. That would never be a thing, bro. Because at that point, I've now I've sold my, I've sold my opinion, if that makes sense. Like, I've sold, I can't be real anymore. That's the whole premises of me being my own man. I'm basically just selling myself out. If I can't keep it real, if I can't be real, oh, like, y'all, Rockstar Games, bro, y'all messed up on this, whatever, or I don't like how y'all did this. Or, for example, or Games Workshop, bro, this is slimy, this is ghetto, this is da-da-da-da. If I sell that just for some money, y'all gonna know. I swear to you, you will know. You will know, bro. If I'm sitting here just glazing Warhammer, bro, like, oh, they do nothing wrong, guys. Like, no, they're perfectly... Y'all will know, bro. Y'all will know. I promise you, you will know. And just ridiculous, bro. Just know your boy could never be on none of those contracts. I swear to God. Bro, I'll break my contract in a day.
Started making more
For
sense
real.
to me. Although I know who they are, I will not name these creators, as I am not here to call anyone out in particular.
Oh, he
but they are
knows.
basically the big channels that you've
Yo, is there like a baby in his lap? I keep hearing like a baby, like...
probably watched dozens of videos from. I'm sure you will be able to make an educated guess
Yeah,
as
it
to
is. It's
who
a
they
baby.
are.
It is. Okay.
This is why you will not see these channels call out Games Workshop in any serious way. These creators are making a lot of money through Patreon and YouTube, and are not willing to risk that. And you know what? Good for them. It must be nice to know that your channel is safe from all of this legal bullshit. But by signing with Games Workshop, they have doomed the rest of the fan base. These large, influential channels that are considered pillars of the community are incentivized to keep their mouths shut, and will continue creating a steady flow of curated fan content. Games Workshop knows there won't be any backlash from them, which allows them to pretty much get away with anything they want. I wouldn't...
No. You have to understand something, bro. At the end of the day, whatever is done in the dark, bro, will come to the light. And that's in anything. I'm not even trying to be mysterious on anything. No. Think about it. Any dark, evil, manipulative, dirty work going on in the dark will be shown to the light, bro. There is no, oh, well, they'll never be caught up or whatever. They'll never be caught up now. But you don't know what can happen in a year or two if somebody really got something on them and they really expose it, and all of a sudden everybody's looking at them like, yo, like Games Workshop, like what's going on? Not saying that, that somebody do got something. I'm just saying at the end of the day, nobody's untouchable. Doesn't matter how much money you have. It literally does not matter. It doesn't matter how much protection you have. At the end of the day, people can see if you're really slimy or not. People can see if you're being a little dirty, bro. If you're being grimy, people can see that. Especially if you're a company. If you're a company, it's so evident, bro. If you're a company, bro, that's being grimy and dirty, so many people can just see that. It's so in front of us. It's crazy. Now, if it's like a single person, then yeah, maybe you have to pull in your Sherlock Holmes glasses and really detective work it out. But for a company, it's so easy to tell if they're slimy and fishy or whatever. It's so easy. For me, it is.
not go as far as to
And
say...
I can name some video game companies who are really slimy. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm talking about, bro.
that these creators deliberately sold us out. They were offered contracts during a time when it seemed that Games Workshop would tolerate fan works. They had not gone after any animators in a couple of years. That was until a few months ago, when Games Workshop resumed their attack against the fan base. So even these creators got suckered into it like pawns on a chessboard. And because of this, those who have not signed a deal with Games Workshop are now shit out of luck. I was also informed that during recent years, Games Workshop have started to infiltrate the fan base. They now have people keeping a close eye on YouTube channels and even Discord servers. If they see a creator doing stuff they don't like, they will try to go after them one way or another. For example, if they share 3D printable models in a Discord server, Games Workshop would consider striking at their YouTube channel as punishment. And that is why these strikes often lack context and don't make...
Now, here's what I'll say. I'm gonna keep it real. the 3D model stuff, when people finesse and make their own 3D model of like these Warhammer things, I can see why they go after them, because they're like, yo, like we're selling our own thing, and instead of people buying our thing, there's people who are making 3D models of it. I understand that. From their, hey y'all, not gonna lie to y'all, hey, listen, let's keep it real, y'all. If you're a company and you're selling, let's say, yeah, if you're a company, bro, and you're making your own, 3D models about something or whatever, and you're trying to sell them, and it's like your original idea, and then you have somebody who make the same 3D model, and they just charge it for less. I can't lie to you, that is a finesse. That is a finesse, y'all. Let's keep it real. I, you know, I'm trying to just keep it just straight down the line. I'm trying to keep it real. I can see why Game Workshop's like, nah, bro, we're not finna let that slide at all, bro. Copyright right.
Much sense at all from an outside perspective. These DMCA takedowns are deliberately vague so that they are hard to challenge. If you don't know the specific reasons for the takedowns, it could mean anything. And if you don't know what you did wrong, you get the uneasy feeling that you could be targeted again at any time.
Yep.
This is a very effective method of dissuading creators from making any future Warhammer content at all. The boycott of Warhammer Plus was a defeat for Games Workshop. I always hoped that they had learned their lesson and come to understand the value of fan content. Ironically, it turns out that they have indeed learned that lesson, but in the quintessential corporate Games Workshop way, they came to the conclusion that they needed to apply even more control over the fans instead. Instead of amending their ways, they have doubled down, and now they are 2 steps ahead of us. That's why I'm saying that this war has been lost. An apt comparison to an event from the lore would be Isstvan 3. There are those who are influenced by the warrior lodges and are going to side with the corrupted War Master no matter what, while those who stand by their principles are considered too troublesome and behind their backs are sentenced to die by virus bombing. Like the loyalist on Isstvan 3 asked, did we hurt them? Yes, they did, but they are still going to be destroyed. The result of all of this is that over time, the Warhammer community will be chipped away. Copyright takedowns, cease and desists, and lawsuits will be the name of the game for the years to come. They will pick us up one by one until only officially sanctioned Warhammer content remains. 3 years ago, Games Workshop fired their first warning shots, and this is exactly what they were planning to do. Against better judgment, I decided to return to making Warhammer content because to me and many others, it seemed that they were no longer interested in going after the fans. But as it turned out, they were planning to double down all along. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That is why a few weeks ago I decided that I would need to stop making Warhammer content altogether. For years, I had been engrossed by Warhammer on a daily basis. This decision to stop was not made lightly. I've always had the strong urge to express myself creatively, and the thought of not being allowed to do so for the thing that I'm so passionate about is painful. I went through...
So it sounds like, bro, he just, like, it basically sounds like he don't even trust Warhammer. Which, I understand that. Obviously, like, this whole thing was about not trusting Warhammer and, like, how Games Workshop is, like, they're just 2 steps ahead of everybody. Like, they're going to hurry up and just take everybody's channel down. Which, if I'm just keeping it real, bro, I definitely understand where he's coming from, y'all. I definitely understand where he's coming from. Because it's different from me because I'm just reacting to the lore and learning stuff about it and stuff like that. And cracking jokes and stuff like that. Bro, he's actually making animations about Warhammer and stuff, so it's different. I can't sit here and act like I can relate to what he's talking about. I can understand what he's talking about, but I can't relate, because at the end of the day, bro, I'm still, even though I react to whatever, I still try to, like, put my part in the video. I still try to entertain. I still try to give my part whenever it comes down to still, like, learning about Warhammer. He's actually making animations, and Games Workshop's like, wait a minute, he's making Warhammer animations? Okay, yeah, let's pack them up. Well, hopefully they don't do that, but I'm just saying that as, like, an example. Like, bro, like, man, bro. I mean, obviously, I hope his channel stay up and stuff like that, man, but this is like a pickle, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Stage of grief, and for a while, if I so much looked at the Warhammer logo, I actually got a sick feeling in my stomach. If I had made the video right then, it would definitely be filled with a lot more accusations and curse words. I think Alpha Busa explained it best when he said it feels like a bad breakup. All of this probably leaves you with the question of what I'm planning to do with the channel. I'm going to keep making content, just not Warhammer.
Okay.
I'm going to wrap up the projects that I'm currently working on and then stop making Warhammer content altogether. I will finish the Siege of Vraks lore series, because leaving that series unfinished now that we are so close to the finale would break my heart, and I'm sure many of yours as well. I'm also going to release my Siege of Vraks cinematic fan animation, on which I've spent a disgusting amount of effort to get to the highest quality possible. I'm really proud of how it turned out, and it's almost finished anyway. I know a lot of you are interested in the Horus Heresy lore series. The script for the next video, which was about the burning of Prospero, was already as good as finished. But in light of recent events, and I'm sure to the disappointment of many, I no longer see continuing this series as a possibility. With my style of video, it would take years to finish the story to the end of the Siege of Terra. Laboring on such a massive project for years under this legal threat is simply untenable. And frankly, with Games Workshop blatantly disregarding their own lore, I no longer see the point. After this, I will be switching to something else completely. I think you can understand that while all of this was going on, for a while I was deeply demotivated to work on anything related to Warhammer. You've probably noticed the lack of lore content on my channel in the past few months. In the meantime, I've mostly been working on fan art for Space King. For those who don't know, Space King is a new setting from Flash Kids. While working on this,
Hey, that's Space. I think we actually checked out Space King, y'all. That was actually pretty funny. Yo, I think his name was like Janovich or something like that. If I said it wrong, my bad, bro. Bro, I think he should do Twitch, bro. He should try it out. I mean, obviously, live stream is not for everybody, but I don't know. He should try it out. Yeah, I feel like people will rock with him, support him and stuff like that. I don't know. That's just my idea.
I felt carefree and energized in a way that I hadn't felt in a long time. And it was then that I realized how draining all the uncertainty had been all these years. It will be a big relief when I can finally leave all of that behind me. Just know that despite these depressing events, there is room for optimism. The more Games Workshop tightens their grip, the more fans will slip between their fingers. I know a lot of people who are sick of their shit and are looking for another setting to enjoy, or are even trying to make their own stuff. I may even develop my own setting at some point. Right now I feel we are in a bit of a vacuum, and it will take a while for communities to bloom around new and interesting stuff. I intend to use my channel to help introduce people to new franchises that are popping up. As my channel is reaching 200k subscribers, I'm starting to realize more and more that it's not the setting itself that makes it meaningful, but the community around it. Yep. I much rather have a...
Bro, one thing about Warhammer, bro, and I don't understand why they do this. The only great thing, like the great thing about Warhammer, bro, it's not their settings, it's not the character, like the characters, yes. But the one great thing about Warhammer, bro, is the community, bro. Warhammer has one of those communities, bro, where it's zip lock tight. Like, bro, it's like like I've never seen nothing like it before, bro. Like even y'all coming through to support me, like, and I didn't even know anything about Warhammer, as a new person just joining Warhammer almost a year ago, y'all. I think I started in September of 2024. And just my genuine reactions and curiosity, man. Y'all definitely, y'all came over here to support me, man, and I really appreciate it. And at the end of the day, bro, I feel like Warhammer's like best thing is their community. Like their best asset is the community. It's not about how good their story is. It's not about how good their settings are. It's none of that, bro. It's their community. Their community, bro. They're gonna rock with you, bro. Obviously, you're gonna have like a bunch of like weirdos or whatever, but that's in every single genre on the internet. That's life in general. You're gonna have some weirdos, but most people in the Warhammer community, bro, are solid. They're cool people, man. And shout out to y'all for sticking with me, man, because each day, I learn a little bit more, but at the same time, y'all know that I still joke around and just, it just mock around. That's what I do, as just a person. I like to laugh, joke around, and just talk my ish a little bit, and obviously it's all good fun. It's all jokes and stuff like that, but I just hope that Games Workshop can just chill out a little bit, bro, because this is not the first time that I heard about them doing, being slimy, bro. Just keeping it real. Hey, y'all know me, bro. Nobody will compromise me, bro, on my opinion. Never. I swear, bro, never, bro. Never. That will never happen. Not for me. Bro, my mouth is too big, bro. My mouth is too big to even be compromised about something, bro. It's nasty.
Tight-knit group of people who are really into what I'm doing, than hundreds of thousands of subscribers who don't give a shit. If only Games Workshop had learned that lesson too, but it's too late for that. Transitioning away from Warhammer, especially as a content creator who has spent years catering to this audience and building up the channel, is very uncomfortable. Yeah. But truth be told, you don't really need Warhammer to be successful.
You don't. I promise you don't. I learned that, yo. Hey, I learned that when I reacted to the GTA 6 trailer, y'all. And I started and I got those numbers all in one day. Bro, it was crazy. I never a video has never did that good in one day in the first 2 hours ever before. Me personally, y'all, I'm gonna keep it real. And this isn't me saying this just for ego or nothing. I'm keeping it real, bro. When people come to my channel, they come to my channel for reactions. For reactions to video game content, for Warhammer, etc. At the end of the day, bro, if I don't like something, I'm going to move on from it. Point blank, period. I don't care if I make the same money, bro. I don't care if I make less money. It doesn't matter. Y'all seen me move on from so many different, reacting to different games and stuff like that, checking out different videos or whatever. Me saying, I don't really like this, or I'm not really digging this, and I move on. I promise you, I'm not sitting over here. Yo, I don't have to, just keeping it real, bro. Like, I have the freedom to do that, bro. And you do too. You do too, bro. All you need is that community. All you need is real people, bro, who really mess with you, and you can go anywhere. I promise you. I promise you, bro. That's what I'm saying. A guy at like his level, bro, who has 200,000 subscribers, bro, and just to keep it real, I'm not digging on this dude, but just to keep it real, I'll probably say like a quarter or maybe more than a quarter of his audience really, really, really mess with him to the point to where if he goes anywhere, they're gonna follow him. Bro, that is a blessing, bro. You can do anything with that quarter of your community, bro. Like with your core community, bro, you can legit do anything, any genre, anything, bro. I promise you.
Just look at Alpha Busa. They have
For
more
real.
support in Patreon than ever
For real,
before.
bro.
And Space King is also doing fantastic. From my own experience, my non-Warhammer content has often gotten more interest than a lot of my Warhammer stuff. My firstborn daughter is now 4 months old, but still an absolute handful. This has prevented me from getting as much work done as I would like, which is very frustrating. In fact, I have to record this video with her on my lap.
Okay,
However,
yeah.
everything
Obviously, I
has a
heard
silver
her.
lining. And while taking care of her, I've been able to spend many hours listening to podcasts and thinking. While working so hard the past few years, my personal growth had taken a backseat. And it's been refreshing to have some time to reflect and formulate new plans for the future. Despite all the shit going on now and having to say farewell to Warhammer, I've been able to regain my optimism for the future. If you enjoy my content, I hope you will stick around for the new stuff that I will be making.
Hey, man, shout out to him, man. I think his name is Janovich or Janovich. Let me see. Let me look it up real quick, y'all. Okay, I got it. Janovich. Hopefully I said your name right, bro. Shout out to you, man. If you ever watch this video, man, best of luck to you in your transition to different content, man. I completely understand. And just know that, man, maybe this it meant to happen, bro. Maybe you were meant to, to basically move on, bro. Maybe, and sometimes, bro, moving on can be really uncomfortable, bro. With your size, bro, with your channel size, with the people in your comments that support you, bro, you'll be good, bro. You'll be good. I promise you. Other than that, man, hopefully y'all enjoy, my reaction to this one. This is kind of like a serious video, but at the same time, it was a little, that's why I didn't make too many jokes of it, because I didn't want to ruin off the, like the serious aspect of it. But other than that, man, if y'all did enjoy, my reaction and my take of it, man, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. I'm probably live on Twitch right now. Make sure y'all, y'all come through. And other than that, man, I'm gonna see y'all later. Fixing them out. Bye, everyone.